Here we are on another day interviewing mompreneurs. And today we have the pleasure to speak to Kemisha Levy. And before I have Kemisha speak, I want to just read to you guys her bio. All right. And of course, my phone is acting funny. All right. So Kemisha is a passionate founder and owner of Cabos Baby Clothing and Little Bee Box subscription service. As a new mom, Kemisha embarked on an entrepreneur journey during the challenging times of COVID-19. With a deep love for passion and a desire to dress her own son in style, she saw an opportunity to bring high-quality, adorable clothing to other parents. Cabos Baby Clothing was born, offering stylish, comfortable garments for little ones. Expanding her vision, Kemisha introduced the Little Bee Box, a thoroughly curated subscription box delivering age-appropriate toys, books, and essentials to families every month. Through her businesses, Kemisha strives to bring joy, convenience, and style to parenthood, all while sharing her own journey as a mom and entrepreneur. Kemisha, thank you for joining us again.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much for having me. It's my pleasure being here today. Thank you.
Yes. And although I read your bio, I would like for you to share with our audience, what is it that you do, and tell us a little bit about you and your company.
Okay, so my name is Kemisha Levy, and I am the owner founder of Cabos Baby Clothing and the Little Bee Box. It is pretty much a subscription box for kids. But what set us apart from everyone else is I know us as mom, when we purchase stuff for our kids, it's just our kids. We do not think about ourselves. Mm-hmm. Every time you purchase from us, is either a subscription box or at my clothing store, I always make sure that I send something for the mom, because again, we do not remember about ourselves.
That is so true. And so what you're doing is you're also giving moms an opportunity to think about herself as she's shopping and making plans for her children, because you're right. We do leave ourselves behind in the process of doing things for our children. So I love what you're saying is basically in the same time you're looking at stuff for your children, you're also looking at stuff for yourself as a mom.
Yes.
That's amazing. So I want to talk to you about, when you started your business. I know that you are a full-time employee. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do in addition to your business?
Yes, I am a clinical manager at my dental practice. I pretty much do everything management around the dental practice. I manage the staff, the doctors. I do place orders, everything with the office. I take care of that. I am a mom. And when I started out, I was currently going to school. I was finishing up my master's. So it was quite a lot of stuff that I was doing.
I could imagine, because I know that one of the main challenges for a lot of people, a lot of moms who say they want to start a business, they're looking at, well, I have a full-time job, or I'm also going to school. I have other responsibilities. How can I now incorporate starting a business in my life? And so I like what you're saying, because basically, I always say a lot of times moms always wait for their children to get older to kind of start their life or start the thing that they really want to do. In your case, you said, listen, while my child is still young, while I'm trying to go for higher education, while I'm working full time, I'm going to also launch my business. I'm trying to figure out what type of drive would make someone or a mom with so much responsibility go after starting a business with all the things that you already have going on.
So I started in COVID. The same week COVID hit, my job decided we just went to work one morning, 8:00, 9:00, they were sent out a mass email, we're shutting everything down. So I went home feeling like, even though I had savings, I went home feeling like we're shutting everything down. I don't have a job, because that's the only email we got was we're shutting everything down. It did not say we're coming back in 2 months, 3 months. And on my way home on the train, I'm like, I have to do something. What am I going to do? But I always wanted to do a business, but I never really think into it because I did not have that bind or where anything happened where I had to really force to do that. Mm-hmm. So maybe like a week later, they're like, we're going to be closed for at least 3 to 4 months. So I said to my husband, hey, I want to open a candle business. He's like, no, you don't even like candles. How can you open a business when, you don't like something? It's not going to work, honey. And I was upset because I'm like, I'm telling you my dream. I thought it was my dream. I'm telling you my dream and you're just ignoring me. Then I was like, maybe like another week later, I was like swaddling my son. I forgot about the whole business idea and said, okay, I'm going to tap into my savings and figure life out. I was swaddling him and he kept on like unraveling. New mom again. He kept on. So I literally got some pins and I pinned 2 blankets together and made a larger one. And that's when the light bulb like went off in my head and like, oh, all these cute clothes. I can sell clothes. I can open a baby store. And I went to my husband and I'm like, hey, babe, I think I found it. He's like, what? With that look. So can open a baby clothing store. He's like, yeah, because you like fashion, you like matching stuff together. So yeah, why not? And that's when I got on the computer, I started researching. I went to Michael's and I literally bought everything in one setting.
Wow.
Because I thought that I was gonna do just like customizing stuff. I bought everything in one setting, went on Instagram, found this little group, and that's when she was saying, do not wait for tomorrow to start your business. Start it now, even if you fail. I started 3 weeks later. I did the website myself. It was trash. I did my logo, was trash. But as I grew, I upgraded and changed everything.
Wow. I wanted to go back to what you said when you told your husband that you wanted to start a business and you said you wanted to do candles. And he kind of like discouraged you in the candle area because it's like, well, you don't really like candles. When it comes to like business, I think a lot of times we love the idea of business, but what your husband did for you was tremendous because if you started a business, let's say you started the candle business, do you think you would have still been doing the candles today?
No, because for me, it doesn't matter how sweet a candle is. It's just, I just don't, I'm not a candle person. But I saw a lot of people doing it. So I felt like, okay, that would be a fast way for me to bring money in. And it's easy for me to sit at home and make the candles. I wanted to do something quick, but did not think about, the long term of everything. Right. He brought me to Walmart and he said, look at the shelves. He was really trying to get me down. He said, look at the shelves.
That was a great exercise.
Yeah. He said, look at all these candles. You see people buying candles? You don't even like candles. It's not gonna work.
That was a great exercise. I'm thinking about, a lot of times when we want to do something, we have a desire. And I think for moms, we want to do the business, not only because we want to put out our passion or purpose out in the world, but we also want to make sure that we have enough time to spend with our families, right? So it's so important for us to realize that even though you have a business idea, it's important to understand what your purpose is, what your passion is. You talking about your son and how you were looking for stuff, that you and him can work together. We had a conversation about that before. Yes. And so that was the purpose part of it. But I think the passion part of it for you also is that you have a vision for your future. You have a vision for where you want to take the company. Can you tell us about that vision for your company?
For the vision for my company is more so I do not want to have a storefront. I do not want to have a storefront. And my reasoning for that is right now, the internet is taking over. People want to sit around the computer on their phone and purchase stuff and just get it at their footsteps. So my vision is making sure that busy moms, busy grandmas, grandmas, they're not like really hip to 2024 and the style and everything. I want to make sure that I have all that set in place where you can just go on my website and say, oh, I like this outfit. And then it just shows you something else that would coordinate with you and your child and ship it to your house. There's no questioning about it. And while you purchase that from us, I'm thinking about you as the mom because I am a mom and I know I would not think about myself but my child. I will send something as a self-care item. So it's always thinking about the mom and the child together. Not just, the mom purchased, so I'm just going to send whatever she purchased. I always send something for the mom with an encouraging word.
Right. And I want to talk about Cabos. baby clothing. You started that before the subscription box, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Can you tell us how that happened? Like, I know you started the clothing store first, and how did this subscription box come into play?
So I started, and I have this one customer. She always purchased like customized shirts, and sometimes she sends a little bit of a difficult designs, but I still always make it work. And she's like, "Hey, do you do subscription boxes?" And I wasn't doing it, but I said yes. I said, "Yes, I do." And she said, "Okay." And I'm like, my website is currently revamping, so once I, get that website up and going, I will send you that link. But for right now, you can place the order through my current clothing store. I'll send you an invoice. And I just kind of like Googled what the rate for subscription box was going. And I put in that rate and I sent it to her. And that's 2 years later, she's still with me. She's
I
one
love
of
that.
her subscribers.
It's amazing how, you have one customer who has a need, and then you don't even have the services yet or, anything in line for it. But it just shows you how sometimes when you have your customer, when you have your business, your customers kind of help you grow your business.
That's
So you were able to start the subscription box because this particular customer needed the box.
Yes.
And not having anything in place, you said no.
Not having anything in place, I was not going to tell her. At that point, I was like not really hungry, but I wanted people to know about my business.
Yeah.
So and I'm still today, I won't say no. If I can make it happen, I will not say no.
Yeah. I think it's important to understand why. I do the same thing too. A lot of times, customers will ask you for something and then you don't really have it, but it's an opportunity for you to grow. It's an opportunity for you to figure out the needs that your customers have and how to serve them. So it's a very normal thing, guys. If you want to start a company and you don't know exactly what to do, listen to your customers because they will tell you what they need.
That's true.
What Kemisha did there.
Yes.
All right. So for your subscription box, where do you get the items to put in those boxes?
So I was getting them online, but that kind of like was not connecting with me because I wanted to look at everything, not just purchase them. And then when they get here, it's like, so I typically go to my local store, like Carter's, Ross, stuff like that. Ross wasn't really connecting with me that much. So I went into Carter's and I'm like looking and I picked up like five of the same items. And the cashier, she was like, "Do you need help with something?" And I said, "No, I'm fine." And I'm just there like with my pen, because I do travel with my book. So I'm like with it, trying to figure out what I'm getting. And then she came back, she's like, "Do you have triplet or something?" I said, "No, I just have an online clothing store." And she's like, "Yeah, really?" And I started telling her about the store. And she said to me, "Well, I can do this. I can give you a call when we have certain items that come in, because sometimes they come in like 20 a piece, 10 a piece, whatever it is. And then we can sell it to you at or lower rate, and so you can get it." And I said, "Sure, not a problem." So now I am strictly exclusively bringing nothing but like Carter brand as far as clothing. They have two brands, Carter's and Just For Me. They're the same company. Yeah. So if you see a Just For Me or a Carter's, it's still the same brand. I pretty much go every week to go around through whatever they have before it hits the shelf.
Wow. When I spoke to you about this, I realized a lot of times we, as people, we're waiting for someone to kind of help us make things happen. And sometimes we're looking online. Oh, let me go to Alibaba, or let me go to different places to find things, But sometimes what you need is right in your backyard. So
That's true.
The perfect example with you going to Carter's, everyone probably has a local Carter's store, in their community that they can visit and have a conversation with someone. And that's what you did.
Right. Also, there's another thing that I've been doing lately. So I went into TJ Maxx and I saw like this pacifier clip. And I just looked at the back and I kind of like reached out to the actual supplier. And I sent an email. I said, "Hi, this is Kemisha," and I kind of like introduced myself at my website too, so they see that I'm actually real. I'm not fake, and let them know I saw these clips and I really like them. But in TJ Maxx, they only had 3.
Mm,
So is there a way that I can work with you guys where I can get at least 50? And they reached out to me
wow.
and responded, and I got it. So it's like sometimes you gotta like I do walk around like a crazy person ever so often in the stores, writing down stuff, taking pictures. But then when I get home, I kind of reach out to the actual suppliers themselves.
Nice. This is so good because, like I said, sometimes we're just so stuck on how do we do it, or thinking that it's so complicated. And what you're saying basically is ask and you shall receive.
That's true. Yes. Yes.
It's simple asking people questions, and you just never know what comes out of that. So thank you for sharing that.
No problem.
So I want to talk to you now about how do you stay focused on doing everything that you're doing? Like, do you have someone that helps you or supports you, a coach or an assistant? Because I don't know how you do it. Like, if you're working full time, you're doing everything that you're doing besides work and your business. Do you have someone that supports you with the things that you need to do for your business?
Yes, I do. Not right now, but when I started out, I did have a coach. We still have a very good relationship. She helps me with time management.
Mm,
She helps me with time management. She also helps me to let me know that, hey, you don't have to be in control all the time. You can delegate stuff. And
mhm,
that's when I get a VA. And what my VA does is she do all the contents for all my social medias. I have
mhm.
what, 6 in total. She does all the contents. I write all my blogs, give them to her, and then she create the design around the products of the blogs, and she send them back to me, which not sending them back to me because I have this it's a Trello board, and what it does is it helps to keep you organized. So
Mhm.
you put all your contents per day there, you can approve them and all that stuff. So what she does is it's like real time. When she makes changes, I can see, I make changes, she can see, and we communicate that way.
Mhm.
So she doesn't post on my pages though. I
Mhm.
control all that.
Okay. I love what you said about, first of all, you had a coach, right? Someone who was coaching you through the different things that you needed to do. And also you got assistance.
Yes.
So it's so important because I think that a lot of times when we see other people doing things, we don't realize that the back end things that are happening. That person, that mompreneur has hired someone to basically show them the way, because you don't have to do everything on your own. Like, there are people who have done it before you, who know things, who have made mistakes and can teach you and support you while you're going through it. And
Yes.
I also love that you have hired assistants, because you understand that your time is so valuable and it's so limited, that there are things that you can do, but there are also things that you can delegate to someone else to do for you,
Yes.
which is amazing. So I
Yes.
want you guys to pay attention to those things, because a lot of times we're stuck on, okay, I want to start a business, and we're not trying to find a coach or someone or a mentor, someone who can support us. And when you get into business, you might need an assistant, or not might, you will need someone to support you, because there's a lot of different components that come together to making a business possible.
That's true.
So thank you for sharing that, Kemisha. All right, Kemisha, I have another question for you, which is this. When you're looking online, and you started your business in 2020, right, during COVID, and you're looking online and you're seeing other people, let's say, have the baby store company, or had the baby clothes company, or has a subscription box. How does that make you feel when you see someone else doing pretty much maybe exactly what you're doing? And you're like, oh, well, what do you do? How do you feel about that?
Honestly, there's no feeling to it. I do not put anything to it. I just do it my unique way. And not every subscription box out there or every clothing store out there that really sends you something for yourself as a mom. I have subscribed to a lot of kids' subscription box. I've never gotten anything for myself.
Mhm.
Clothing store, I've purchased from a lot of clothing store, and it's like they just package whatever and send it out. Or it's coming from a warehouse, so the owner doesn't even have a connection with their buyer.
Mm.
Me, I feel like when I have everything at home. When I package the order and I'm just like, oh, Sandy did an order today. And I'm like packaging the order. I'm like, should I give Sandy an exfoliating gloves? What should I give Sandy today? How am I going to take care of her? That's how
Mm.
I do it. And I also get my son involved. I said, should I send Sandy a mug or should I send Sandy a pen? And
Mm.
whatever he says, that's what we go with. So it's the connection from me that I have with all of my customers that makes it different. And I do not even think about all the other stores out there. I honestly don't at
Good for
all.
you. That's good, because I know a lot of people who get discouraged when they see other people doing what they wanted to do.
You
And
only get discouraged though if that's not really what you want to do.
mm,
So
mm,
if something that you really want to do, whatever is going on in the background won't affect you.
makes so much sense.
Yeah.
That's so true. Yeah. I want to talk about your customized t-shirts, because we do, Baba Lid uses your services to customize some of their t-shirts. And unfortunately, I don't have them in front of me today. However, I'm going to try to see if I can add a video of the customized shirts that you make for us, because we offer that to our mom influencers when they work with us. So I will add that in the link. So Kemisha, in addition to everything she does, if you have a design that you would like to put on a t-shirt, she does the onesies for the babies, and she does regular t-shirts, any size. She can do that for you. So we'll put her information down in the video so you can see, and you can reach out to her for that. And I'll also put the video or one of the pictures of the videos of the t-shirt she did for us as well. So I just wanted to throw that out there as well. Kemisha, let me see. I have another question for you, which is, let's see. In the next, let's say 10 years, where do you see your companies? Where do you see them?
I see my company in the next 10 years in a warehouse with at least 50 workers.
Nice.
Yes, that's my goal. And in the next 10 years, my son will be 15, which I created it for him. So he will be somewhat in school and still saying, oh, this is my business, because I do everything with him. And I wanted to actually say that too, for all the moms that are listening, if you're a new mom and you feel like you cannot do it, starting out when they're young is the best way. Because my son goes everywhere. He's 5 and he rambles his mouth. I have a clothing store. My mom has a clothing store.
Love that.
Because I help him. He helps me to do it all the way.
I
So
love
it's like bringing the kids in makes it so easy. You think it's hard, but once they get a hang of it, it is so easy to get
goodness,
everything done.
I
Put
love
the gloves on and pack away. Because I have all my stuff in like a bin when I'm packing. So he would take stuff up, crinkle paper, whatever it is. He said, I'm the crinkle paper monster. So I see in the next 10 years, myself and my son, we will be in a warehouse with 50 people trotting along with Kaibos and the little bee box.
Good for you. I want to just add to what you said about the kids. And that's why one of the things I hope moms get from these interviews is that start while your babies are young, while they're still little. Like, people think that because, you have small kids, it's like a roadblock. No, it's actually an advantage for you.
Yes.
And it's a two-way street, because as you're showing them, they're also showing you, they're giving into you too. As Kemisha just shared with her son, kids are the best advocates for their moms. They do well marketing. Like, Kemisha just talked about how I have a clothing store. It's the same thing with my kids. They go around telling people what their mom is doing, and they talk about it in such a way that we can't even do. Like, it's just so authentic and natural for them to praise their parents and say what they're doing. So as they're young is the perfect time to do it, because let me tell you, my older kids, or my older daughter, she's not interested. I mean, like, I would love for her to be interested, but it's the younger ones, the 4 younger ones. They're the ones who really interested in wanting to do and help and asking questions and helping me get better at what I do. So
Yeah.
thank you for that, Kemisha.
No problem.
All right, so let's see. I got one last question for you, and then you can tell us anything else that you would like to say. And that is, what words of encouragement do you have for a mom that is right now saying, I would love to be a mompreneur as well, but she has a list of buts of why she cannot do it right now? Can you tell her one thing or 2 things that will inspire her to take that first step?
Look at the plan that you have. Evaluate the plan and how much you need to start. Don't look at the why, the buts. I can't do it. I just can't do it. No. Start it now. You may fail. You may fail at the beginning, but look at what happened, why you did not get over that hump, and then start all over again. Because I've been there. I've been down where the store did not make $1. And I'm like, oh God, what did I do wrong? I don't want to do this anymore. But then I look back at my why and why I started. So always take a look at your why, and always have a why actually to get started. Because if you do not have that why, when anything happens, you're just going to throw in the towels and say, forget it.
Tell us a little bit about your why.
So my why is my son, Kyrie. And he became my why because I've always had a business mind, but did not know what to do. So he came about my why to become my why when COVID happened and I had no job. And that's when I'm just like, I have to always have something to support him. But what it is, and I talked about it earlier, all the 2 other things that I wanted to do, but it would not connect with me. But the clothing connects with me because I love fashion and I love to mommy and me with him. I do not offer a lot of mommy and me items as yet because, now he's getting older. I can now model more. So that's coming next. So he's my why. So always think about your why you wanted to start something. And again, do not wait for tomorrow. If you have something in your head today, put it on paper and get going. Get started on it right away. Do not wait.
So true. So true. All right. So I want you to give a shout out to your husband who has made you realize the importance of doing something that is aligned with your heart and your desire so you can continue going. You shout him out today now.
Thank you, hubby. Thank you. You're a little bit rough, but I have to give it to you.
Yeah, I think it's so important to know that a lot of the times that we're doing what we're doing. I know a lot of women don't have the support that they need or they would wish they would have, but I think it's so important to acknowledge the husbands that are supporting, because a lot of times people say, they have the saying that goes behind a strong man, there's a stronger woman. But I truly believe the reverse is possible. Behind a strong woman, there is a strong man who is patient and understanding. So thank you for that.
No problem. Thank you.
All right. So let's see. Anything else you would like to share with us?
The only thing that I would like to share is, it's never too late to start your dream. And even though it may seem as if it's a long way, it's going to be worth it in the end.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
And tell us where we can find you. What would you like us to do? How can we support you?
So you can find me on all social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. For the Kaibo's Baby Clothing store, it's Kaibo's Baby Clothing. For the Little Bee Box, it's Little Bee Box. Our website is kaibosbabyclothing.com. Little Bee Box is thelittlebeebox.com. You can follow me on all those platforms and support me. I will definitely follow back. I do interact a lot because I'm always online. So I do interact a lot with my supporters, customers, everybody.
Awesome. Kemisha, thank you again for your time. I appreciate everything that you've offered today. And we look forward to connecting again. And we'll talk soon.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I appreciate it.
Of course. Bye-bye.
Bye.